All right, everybody. So here's a special optional exercise if you're interested in doing this. I kind of recommend you do this because A, it'll get you used to creating layers, even though we cover that in an earlier section. And also, we get to practice filling in colors, creating shapes, and putting them into different layers. And you do have this option, although you can go right to our exercise files, and let me go and show you where that is. So if you go to your exercise files and episode ep folder 12, okay, so you may want to get out circles underscore 1.psd. Okay, and that's that right there. And that is this, what you're looking at right here. And the layers are already created for you. So only for those who want to go through this exercise, we can go ahead and do this. I'd be happy to guide you. But if you're satisfied with having the PSD file, the circles underscore 1.psd files already done for you, and you want to move on to the next lesson, be my guest. Just as good. All right, so let's go ahead and first of all open this circles underscore PSD. Okay, and it should be in a tab, as you can see in the upper left there, circles underscore PSD. This canvas is about 1,000 by 1,000 in a white background. Couple of things we want to do. Well, first of all, once you have this open, let's go ahead and create another canvas so we can have this side by side, or at least in the same workspace. Let's go to File, New, okay, and you'll see this dialog box. And now for some of you, you may have a preset thumbnail here, 1,000 by 1,000 at 72 ppi. Here are the dimensions, 1,000 pixels over 1,000. Resolution is 72, and I guess I kind of pressed something there. Okay, and then 72, obviously, the white background there, press create. And as you can see right now, we've got the colored circles here, and we have an empty canvas ready for color circles. So the first thing you notice is what I did was I'm showing the ruler here, okay, and this ruler is in inches. Well, rulers appear on the side and on the top, as you can see. Now, in the empty canvas, now if you don't have rulers, you can go to View and you can go down to Rulers, okay? So let's do it again. Okay, you can go up to View, okay, there it is right there, and you can go down to Rulers right here. There it is. Okay, so if you click on that, you should have the rulers appear. Now, some of you may see bigger numbers, like in the hundreds, okay? Others may see in inches, okay? So it all depends on how you set it up. But if you want to go from the bigger numbers to inches, or the smaller numbers, which is inches, to the bigger numbers, which I believe are pixels, okay, move the cursor over the ruler, okay, as you can see, and you can basically press Control on a Mac and a PC, okay, and there you see, you can switch it to pixels. There are the bigger numbers. Control press and go down to inches, and you've got inches again. And of course you have these other measurements, but we're going to keep it at inches because the numbers are smaller and more manageable to deal with. The next thing we're going to do is create a tic-tac-toe situation. All right, so let's go ahead and figure this out. Well, first of all, this canvas stretches from 0 to about 14 inches. Okay, so we want to create equal 33.3%, okay? At least we'll do the best that we can. And I'm going to refer to this a lot. You'll notice that the first line, okay, these little blue lines over here are called guides, and they kind of help you position elements within the canvas. And we're going to do the best we can. It's not an exact science, but we'll do what we can. And so let me show you how to put in guides. First and foremost, let's go ahead and go from left across, and let me show you what I mean. Move your cursor to the left, sorry. First of all, the best thing to do is make sure you have the marquee tool selected. That's always the default selection tool. So what I'm going to do is press the cursor over to the left, and I want to make sure I can see the guides. Oops, there you see I kind of moved it. So I'm going to press on the ruler and drag the blue line over. And by the way, if you happen to let go of it and you realize you can't move it again, just select the move tool. Select the move tool, and then you'll notice that if you straddle the line, okay, here we go again, let's go. If you straddle the line, you can move it again. So we're going to put it right about there, okay? And if we go back here, it's right at the second vertical line is about on the 9, so we'll do that. Click over here to the 9, and you can like zoom in a little bit, okay? All right, and then the same thing going from, going horizontal. So we're gonna click on the top ruler, scroll down to about 4. There it is, right there. If you notice, right about there, around 4. I guess 4 1/4 or 4 1/8. I'm not sure what that measurement is. And then the other one, we're gonna go down to 9, just like we do going across. So there it is. There's our tic-tac-toe. Okay, so may not be perfect, but it's good enough for us. Next thing we're going to do now is create the circles, okay? Here's a PDF inside your exercise file. And first and foremost, just go ahead and open it up, and it'll open up in a PDF format. Okay, let me go ahead and unclutter this. There we go. And I have the PDF here, and as you can see, I can copy all these hex numbers, and hex meaning 6 digits, okay? And if you notice all these things here, all these numbers here, it's in 6 characters. Okay, so I meant it's a combination of digits and alpha, so I shouldn't say digits. But you got 391, 2C9, and down here you got FFF, FFF, and then over here you got C0E. So a combination of numbers and letters. And so if you have this available to you, maybe you can put it right next to each other, the Photoshop and this next to each other. You'll be able to do just as good. Or if you want, here's another method of doing it, is using the eyedropper tool right here, okay? Now the eyedropper tool is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh one down. There it is. You might see these other icons here, but I'm going to select the eyedropper tool. And if I put the cursor, and first of all, I've got to make sure I have the right layer. And if you look at these layers here, the icons, these small little preview icons here, the circles are positioned pretty much reflective of where it's positioned over here. A couple of things you can do. You can press the eyeball, and you'll notice that the circle that it's holding has disappeared. So there's another way you can tell which layer you're at. So we're going to go ahead and using the eyedropper tool, click inside the circle, and then you'll see that on the foreground icon, if I click on it, well, guess what? There's a hex number right there as well. Whichever is easiest for you. I'm going to use a combination of both. Okay, so but since I have this one copied already, okay, so I right click, copy, okay, or I can Command C or Control C. I'm going to press OK. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and try to create a similar size box as best I can. It may not be perfect, but we'll do the best that we can. And I expect the same from everybody. All right, so first thing is click on the marquee tool on the upper left. We're going to choose elliptical. And if you want to do the triangular, go ahead. But I like to keep things as perfect as possible. Next thing, if you notice that these circles are pretty much perfect. So the diameter going across is the same as the length going down. Okay, so we want to make sure that everything is equal height-wise, width-wise. So to do that, you got to press the Shift key. Press the Shift key. So I'm going to press and hold the Shift key, and I'm going to drag from the upper left, and there we go. And now I've got marching ants. And now you notice that the cursor, okay, is in a kind of unusual little cursor over there, but that tells me that I can actually move this around. You see that? And I can also use the up and down arrow on my keyboard to kind of position exactly where I want to. Alrighty, now from the previous graphic here, because I selected the blue, notice the foreground color is exactly the same blue. I'm going to click on the paint bucket tool, okay, and then making sure that up here it says foreground. All right, and now I'm just going to go ahead and before we do anything, okay, remember, and I apologize for all these little things that kind of pop up. You'll notice that it has its own layer, so we got to create its own layer. So what we want to do is go ahead and create its own layer. So you go to Layer, New Layer. Okay, Layer, New Layer. Or if you want, you can go down here and click on this little icon right here. Okay, so it should be, it'll say the new layer, create new layer. There it is right there. Kind of broken off, but you know what it is. So, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to go to Layer, New Layer. Okay, and notice it'll say layer 1. Let's go ahead and keep it that way because in the next exercise, we're going to talk about renaming the layers. Press OK. There we have it. Okay, pretty good. Now let me show you a cool trick. Okay, so we want to create a red circle here. So now let me show you a really cool trick. The first thing you want to do is let the marching ants keep marching. Let the selection still be active. And you're going to go ahead and create another layer. So layer, new layer, okay, and then call this layer 2. There it is. Now watch this. I'm going to go ahead and select the marquee tool again. And I'm going to click and drag across. There, we got it right there. See that? And you'll notice that it's got guides over there. Okay, see the little purple lines over there? It's got these guides over there. Okay. And oops, I kind of got rid of it. Again, Command Z. Okay, there it is right there. The second layer is selected. And now what I'm going to do is this time, for the sake of those who want to do it this way, I'm going to copy and paste the second hex value over here, which is reflective of the second circle, red. I'm going to copy this. Okay. Command C, and let's see, hopefully it'll work. Might be better just to do it the way we did it with the blue. And now I'm going to go click on the foreground icon. There it is right there. And here I'm going to go ahead and remove the blue hex value and replace it with the red one. And I'm noticing that it doesn't copy. Oh, there it goes. So it would work. I just have to make sure I right click copy. But as you can see right now, another way of doing this, instead of the paint bucket tool, if you recall, I can right click over and press fill. Okay, select foreground color, and there it is right now. All right, now let's go and try the same tactic again. Okay, this time I'm not going to be using this. Okay, so again, the marching ants, I've lost the marching ants, so I'm going to go to history, and I'm going to go ahead and select the next line up, which is fill, and you'll notice the marching ants appearing again. So this time, again, I've got the marquee tool selected, layers, and I'm going to go ahead and create another layer. So layer, new layer. There we have it, layer 3. I'm going to go ahead and move this across. There we have it, and try to line it up using the guides that we see over there. And if you don't have guides, just leave it, just do the best that you can, okay? And then which one is this one? So now I'm going to use the eyedropper tool. Click on this third circle. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got to make sure that I select the layer. Okay, so you got to select the layer. Click on the third circle, and there you have it right here. Okay, now I'm going to click, and there is the hex value there. I'm going to basically copy it. Press OK. Go back to my new canvas here, and this time, okay, with the new layer selected, with the marching ants still marching, I'm going to right click, okay, and let's go ahead and make sure the marquee tool is selected. This time I'm going to right click, select fill, foreground color, and press OK. There we have it. Let's keep doing it again. Okay, so let's do it again. Layer, new layer. Okay, so the new layer will be created over here. Marching ants are still marching. I'm going to go ahead and move this down to this area right here. Okay, then I'm going to go to the original canvas, and I'm going to go ahead and use a color picker. I'm going to select this circle, but in order for me to do that, I've got to select the layer first. There it is right there. Notice the foreground icon on the bottom has changed. I'm going to click. There is my new hex number, so I'm going to right click copy, press OK. Then I'm going to go here, okay, I'm going to make sure the marquee tool is selected, okay, and then I'm going to right click, select fill, its foreground color, okay, and press OK. Keep at it, okay, layer, new layer, okay, there we have it, okay, and then we're going to select the marquee tool, bring it across. This time I'm going to use my PDF. Okay, this time we're doing the middle circle here, which is the pink. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the hex number there. This time I will right click copy, move it out of the way. Okay, and I'm going to activate Photoshop. I'm just going to click on the top. That brings Photoshop back. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on the foreground icon. And I'm just going to paste. There's my pink. Press OK. Right click fill. There you have it. Okay, let's keep moving at it. Okay, this time we're going to, again, layer, new layer. And if you've got it, you can stop the video now. Although we are going to come up with a couple of circles with a stroke, a border stroke. So you can fast forward if you need to. So we're in layer 6, I'm going to press OK. There's layer 6 right there, empty for now. I have the marquee tool selected, and I'm going to move this over. There you have it. Do the best we can to circle it, there we go. Then I'm going to go ahead and click on the orange eyedropper tool, select this orange area right here. Oh, forgot to gotta keep selecting that layer. Okay, now the foreground changes colors. Click. Okay. Okay, copy. Press OK. Notice that the foreground color is changed. So in a way, the advantage of not using the PDF may be better than using it. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and move again. Select the marquee tool. Right click, fill. Foreground color, okay, I do have other things I can choose, but I'm going to choose foreground color. Press OK. All right, now the next one is going to be a white circle, but with a red border. So what we're going to do now, okay, is we got the marching ants still marching, and we're going to do layer, new layer, okay, layer 7. I'm going to move this down here. There we have it. Now this time what we're going to do is we're going to stroke. What are we going to stroke it as? Well, we're going to stroke it similar to any kind of red, although we're going to, it would be close to the red that we have here, but I'm not going to hold it up. So let's just go ahead and move the cursor over here. This time, okay, again, marquee tool is selected, right click, and this time instead of fill, we're going to choose stroke. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on the color circle here and choose a red. Okay, so somewhat of a red, at least, close enough. There we have it. There, good enough for me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press OK, and there you have it. Okay, our stroked circle, and it's pretty similar to what we have over here. Now the next one, we're going to have another color similar to this circle here, but with a blue border. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that again. Okay, and now this time we're gonna again layer, new layer. Okay, there we have it. Okay, we're gonna move the marquee tool over. Now I kind of forgot, old age. Okay, so this time what I'm gonna do is click on the eyedropper tool. Go ahead and capture this color as best I can. Again, I keep forgetting to select the layer. There we have it. Now I'm going to go back to the one on the new canvas here, and I'm going to go ahead and select the marquee tool again. This time right click, fill with the foreground color. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and right click and stroke, okay, with a blue color. Press OK. And press OK. There you have it. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's finish up, shall we? Let's go ahead. We've got the marching ants selected here. And what we're going to do is create that new layer. So layer, new layer. There we have it, layer 9. Okay, so there's 9 layers here. In the original, we have 9 layers there. So now what we're going to do is go back to the new artwork that we're creating, and with the marquee tool selected, move this over, line it up, and let's see what color. We have blue with black, so let's go ahead and select the eyedropper tool. Make sure that this layer is selected. Okay, go ahead and select. There's my blue. Go over here, and now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and again make sure the marquee tool is selected. Right click, fill, foreground color, and this time we're going to have to stroke it. So once again, we right click, this time stroke. Okay, click. There we have it. And okay, 10 pixels, centered. There we have it. And now we have exact copies, okay? Kind of like this, the new one. I'm sure you will too. So what you want to do now is you want to go ahead and file, save as, okay? Now you can save it in your cloud document if you like, and I highly recommend you do that. So if you want to save it on your cloud, go ahead and click on Save to Cloud, all right? And let's just go ahead and call it Circles, okay? Circles, and then go ahead and press Save. And because we already have it in our folder, the F12 folder, okay? And I think that's pretty much it, okay? So hopefully you've enjoyed it, okay? So all these weird messages come aboard. So, all right, so hope you all enjoyed it, and that's that, okay? We'll see you in the next lesson.